Welcome back. And with me is Erin Roquemore. How are you doing, Erin?
I'm doing well.
That's fantastic. Well, thank you for taking your time out of your busy schedule to
No
come
problem.
visit us here at the Altitude Show.
Okay.
And as you know, the program is designed for youth in high school as well as early career professionals, collegiates, that can learn about professionals like you and maybe choose to go into that particular career profession or
Okay.
degree. And so we thank you for taking your time here. Where do you work and what do you do?
So I work at Medtronic. I'm a chemist over there, and what I actually do is I do biomaterials testing, which means for any medical device that you can think of, we do chemical analysis, and we work with toxicologists to say what toxic or harmful chemicals may be leaching out of these products. And as they're developing these products, let them know if this is safe to be implanted into a patient or, give them that type of information.
So you're the person who actually keeps us healthy and safe with these products.
Yeah, us in the FDA.
Well, you and the FDA, yes, but you're making sure that all those products, and there's a bazillion of them, right?
Yeah.
Is the best medical device manufacturing company in the universe. Absolutely. Tell me what got you interested into being a chemist, a biochemical engineer.
So in high school, I had a really amazing chemistry teacher. Ever since I can remember, since grade school, I loved science. So that was always going to be my path. Very early on, I wanted to be a doctor. And so when I went into college, that was what my plan was to be a doctor. And I went into chemistry in particular because I loved my chemistry teacher. He was just, I felt like he was a genius. I'm sure he didn't think so, but he just knew everything, had an answer for everything. I've always been really curious, so that was what led me into chemistry. And biology, as a comparison, I really like math. So chemistry is a marriage between math with science. Biology is a lot of memorization, not as much of the math. So that was kind of why I chose one over the other.
Oh, fantastic. For someone who has a passion and a curiosity for things, it sounds like you were able to leverage that. How did you decide that Medtronic or a company like that was going to fit into your career?
Well, as you know, in Minnesota, there are a lot of medical device manufacturers. So before I was at Medtronic, I came from 3M, and I worked in their dental research division.
Okay.
And so kind of related to the medical device manufacturing, but I worked on dental crowns, dental filling materials. And so within material science, it's all kind of related. And you'll see the same materials across different multiple uses. So working at Medtronic, there was an opportunity there. And I've heard a lot of great things about Medtronic, and they've proven to be true. So I'm happy where I am.
Yeah, we love 3M, we love them all, but I'm more fascinated about Medtronic because that's where you work now and the great work that they've been able to do and also these devices that go into our bodies to save our lives. And so with all this fascinating career, because I'm actually enthralled in this conversation.
Okay.
However, what specific degree, remind me, what specific degree do you have?
So I have a BA in chemistry.
Okay. You said you wanted to be a doctor, possibly many other things. How did you go about picking the degree and picking maybe the school that you went to?
So I went to Michigan State University.
Shout out there. Yep, okay.
And that wasn't my first choice, but I had family there.
Okay.
And my dad was actually a professor at the time, so I got reduced tuition. So that was really what led me there. However, I had an amazing college experience. But picking chemistry, again, it was back to that chemistry teacher who really made chemistry fun and interesting. And I knew coming out of high school that I was going to major in chemistry. And when I was in school, although it was rare for you to go on to medical school with a chemistry degree, now it's really popular that people will major in chemistry over biology.
What would you advise young persons that have a curiosity for certain types of sciences? What can they do today to get involved? Like were there science clubs at your high school or?
Not particularly at my high school, but there were a lot of programs. I'm from Detroit originally, so there were a lot of programs around the city. There was a program named DAPSEP, and I was a part of that in middle school, in high school, and it was a Saturday program, and it just provided exposure to all types of things. So I got a chance to work on, it was more earth science projects, but you know, I'm a true lover of science. So for me, I love any type of science. I love learning about any of the sciences, not particularly one over the other. So I did have that exposure earlier on, and yeah, it just really fostered that.
Yeah. So as it relates to the students, what is your passion about introducing STEM to youth? Can you share a little bit about that?
Sure. I do feel as a person of color working in a STEM field and acknowledging that there are few of us in the field, that it is my responsibility to give them exposure, you know, in any way that I can, and make myself visible to them so that they can see that, you know, it's not what you see on TV. You think it's like, you know, somebody in a lab coat,
CSI,
holed up in a
right,
lab.
or
Yeah,
whatever,
it's not really
NCS,
like that. It's
yeah.
all kinds of people that choose these professions. And so I do feel a personal responsibility to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you're definitely a shining star, a model of brilliance when it comes to this type of degree, this
Thank
type
you.
of work, this type of impact to our society, because it's very rare we actually get to meet the person who keeps us safe,
Yeah.
right? It's just some big building that does medical things, and even for me as an adult, you know, we don't often get a chance to meet the people that actually make a change in society. And so because of your work and because of your interest in giving back to the youth, we appreciate you.
Thank
And
you.
we thank you very much for taking your time. Are there any parting words to the youth maybe advice you'd like to share?
Absolutely. One bit of advice that I like to give is to just keep going. You know, sometimes when you're young, especially if you aren't as confident in, you know, is this the right choice for me? What seems like a roadblock is really not as big of a roadblock as you first think. So just keep going, just keep trying, and eventually you'll get there.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you for taking your time today.
Thank you.
You have a wonderful day.
Okay.
Thank you, Erin.